Hello, Dr. Roberts. My chosen topic is Muslim influences in Eastern and Western Europe during the Middle Ages. So, I'm going to start off with my experience before this. I was taught in my high schools and my middle schools only the Western and Eastern European perspective of this, not the Muslim perspective, and how Muslims were often seen as lesser, ethnically lesser, and barbaric by Western and Eastern Europe. So I wanted to see if that was true or if there was a different perspective. So my first source talked a lot about how there was actually communities in modern day Russia that were racially, or not racially, but religiously homogenous. So you'd have Muslims and Catholics and Eastern Orthodox living all at the same time, and certain kingdoms converting from a certain religion to another religion to another religion, and this kind of it changed with the leaders at the time. Also, that source talked about how there was a lot of trade in these regions all the way up to Scandinavia with the Muslim world. So it wasn't just like there was a massive block and the Europeans were over here and the Muslims were over here and they weren't interacting. There was actually a lot of positive things that came out of a lot of those interactions. But we start to see this change during or after the fall of Constantinople, when the Ottomans invade the Byzantium Empire and it falls, and we see that the Eastern Orthodox Church convinces the Catholics, the Catholic Church, to start crusading into the Holy Land, to take back the Holy Land, so that the Ottomans are driven back. And the way they do this, or one of the ways they justify this, is by getting these very educated people, like this monk who's in one of my sources named Felix Fabry, who then goes to the Holy Land and writes a bunch of bad things about the Muslims, saying their practices are barbaric, their chants are, he uses the analogy that they're howling wolves, brings this information back to the Catholics and shows people, wow, we really need to take back the Holy Land because these people are ruining this. Is a way to justify that. And one of the things that I was thinking about in our class is how power struggles and how power is used to make music. It's like for lots of years it was the Catholic Church who had the money and to make music, and later on the elites, the aristocrats that had money to pay for things. But it's not like music was made just for the sake of music. It was made for their entertainment. And I think what that's similar to this is that in history, only the people, like the history that many powerful people want to be recorded is recorded, and not more of this nuanced perspective, right? So when this monk comes back and writes his account, we still have his account, and we see that there is all these prejudices in this account. And so seeing how history is recorded and seeing how music is made is very similar, I believe. If I'm going to continue research, in my last source I learned about a group of people called the Moors, and I would love to do more research into them because they were a Muslim race in Europe during the Middle Ages that I've never known about, so I'd like to research that.